The following is a Mission Studios podcast.
Please remember, my little Podverse family, like, subscribe, and leave a comment on your podcast platform of choice. It helps me out and works the algorithm to get better rankings and bring our little podcast family to more listeners. Thank you, and on with the show. Welcome to the Podverse podcast. We like to stir up minds, emotions, and thoughts. Episodes will be emotional, some will be a bit comical, and everything else in between. But all will have a message and be given from the heart. So sit back, get comfy, and enjoy the journey. Waking hours of the morning, the dawn peering through the window, the golden light blinding as you start to wake and your eyes are not even open. The stuffy, uncirculated air fills your senses as instinctively you spread and stretch, trying to push the night's stiffness out of your muscles and joints. You try to gain some semblance and guesstimate the time as you walk off the evening's sleep, being thankful for the night of tranquility. For a lot of us, the opening statement above is a dream that we want to be a reality. For some of us, waking up means yet again feeling broken, or having the dread that you're not enough wave across you. Sometimes, when you finally wake in the morning and that tear of frustration runs down your cheek, putting the frustration of the day's woes that has not even happened yet on your shoulders, and you are not even out of bed, this is the stress that a lot of us start the day with. So when this happens day in and day out, maybe once a week we get a break for the first hour of a Tuesday morning. But it is coming, whether it's a minute or an hour, it doesn't matter. It comes back with a vengeance and hits you like a freight train. Fighting to hold back the tears of frustration or depression, or a trigger that your PTSD or OCD ritual that you have to go through is causing. Really, it does not matter what the terminology of the ailment. It is there. With a roaring thunder through our heads, this happens so much it starts to define us. Then we start worrying about all the alienation that comes with these stigmas, because of the judgment and disparagement people feel entitled to put upon us. Silently we sit and hold in the pain, because we know if we release, we're going to be told our outbreak was unnecessary or uncalled for. We are expected to tolerate people's remarks and judgments, then smile and carry on with our day? We are told just to shake it off. Or the one that really pisses me off probably the most is, well, just think happy thoughts. I get depressed also, but I just smile and think of something happy. It is all just a state of mind. What these people are not getting is this is so much more than a state of mind. Sometimes it's a chemical imbalance in the brain. Sometimes it is a trauma from the past. Whatever label one feels needs to be put here, a lot of the time it has become a lifestyle because we have been living with this silent torment for years and years. Some of you that are hearing this may be going through it yourself. If not, I would pretty much guarantee you know somebody that is, and the pain is real. So many people that are not experiencing this try to turn mental health issues into a you problem. If they cannot see it, it does not affect them, but nothing could be further from the truth. Here's an example. One day, Frida gets a hold of her friend Susan/Mark. I'm using two names because mental illness does not discriminate, so neither will we. So Frida asked Mark/Susan to help with building a shed in their backyard, and Frida needs them in 2 days. And they said they would be there with bells on. Very happy to do it. Then the couple days pass, and for some reason, Susan/Mark did not show up. Now Frida scorns them and cusses them out under breath as they are doing the work themselves. Then, a day or two later, when Frida does talk to Mark/Susan, Frida accounted their thinly veiled line of deceit as total and utter BS. Guess what? Frida was right. It was 100% total BS. But if Frida, being 100% honest with themselves, if they were straight up, if Susan/Mark said to Frida, I just could not get motivated. My head was rearing and I was trying to pull myself out of a depression. I felt so lost and really needed to talk, but I felt like there was no one that would be willing to listen. Do you think Frida would have taken their truth any differently? Because we all know Frida saw it was Mark/Susan on the call display and picked up the phone. Frida's eyes rolled because they were ready for what they had already thought was a lame excuse. It was predetermined this excuse was BS before Frida even answered the phone, no matter really what was said. Now what would you expect Mark/Susan to do next time? I do agree with some of you out there. Maybe they could call. In this case, that was not possible. Sometimes this stuff hits you right when you're getting ready to walk out the door. No warning, no preparation time allotted, just BAM! Right in the head. Here are a few questions for you, the listener. Without judgment or preconceived notion, and remember, these only need to be answered in your head, not out loud, not for anyone else, and this is not a test. This is just for you to gauge yourself. Would you have been someone Susan/Mark could have called in that moment of despair? If not, why not? And if so, did you tell them they could call if their depression needed a voice to hear them? Would you have taken an hour or two out of your day from building your proverbial shed to be there for them? The problem is, even if you would have, many people would not, and there are a couple reasons for that. Some of them do not know how to handle it. Some do not know there is a problem close to them in their life. Some also do not believe that mental health issues are a real problem, so the issue was never broached. In this, the big question is, whose responsibility is it to learn about these issues? Is it Susan/Mark's responsibility because they are the one with the mental health issue? Or is it Frida's responsibility to find out? The truth is, it is everybody's responsibility to learn and share about mental illness. Learn how to broach the issues with family, friends, and strangers. We all need to live here. We all want to be accepted and to be comfortable with our issues so we can work them out. Yes, I am using we very deliberately. I also suffer from a few issues, PTSD, OCD, depression, and probably a few others peppered on there, and I have been on both sides of the antagonist fence. The struggle is real, people, and we need to make each other feel like we are not alone. And we have to accept people for who they are with their different issues and strengths. Everyone is valuable, and we all deserve to have a path to good health, whether it be physical or mental. Whatever side of the sociological coin you are on, I believe the first step on the path to good health is acceptance, honesty, and openness, and these should be available to everyone. There is a group on Facebook called Podverse Podcast Group. No one should feel alone, and all are warmly welcome to be part of our family. Help and conversation are always welcome and encouraged. So this week, my Podverse family, I ask you, what steps are you going to take to find out if someone close to you is suffering in silence? Go to your local mental health facility and ask as many questions as you need to learn. Suck up the pride or whatever is holding you back, and then start to listen closely and learn if anyone close to you is suffering in silence. And be there for them, love them, and be the one to help break the stigma of mental health. I love you all. Have a fantastic week.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Podverse podcast. Whatever you take from this message, it is given freely and with the utmost respect. Any support for the Podverse podcast is always welcome and can be left at our website, www.pod-verse.com. Whether support is by way of suggestion, story, constructive criticism, or maybe you wish to sponsor an episode, there is never any obligation. We just hope to create a wonderful experience for you in this Podverse community. Also, be sure to check us out on our social media. Join us on Facebook at Pod-Verse Podcast Group or on Twitter at pod_verse. Chat with you in the next episode.